I already talked about how great this cornerback class is, and let me tell you, this safety class, it's just as good. It's got a lot of talent in it. But before we get into that, I'm Steven Lagardelle, better known as What's Crackalackin'. It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And yeah, if you're not viewing this on YouTube, go to YouTube, type in Broshmo, and subscribe. I put out a ton of football content, so you're welcome. But anyway, safety class, man. This safety class is studded. It's really good at the top. It's definitely what we were missing out from last season. So let's just go ahead. Let's dive in because it was really hard to pick my number one. Honestly, I could see my top two, maybe my top six being interchangeable at number one. But I went with Javon Holland out of Oregon. The dude, he has ideal length. He has great ball skills. He's just phenomenal. He has he has 9 picks over the last 2 seasons, so he's a playmaker. He allowed no touchdowns from the slot. He mainly was kind of playing. He played the slot last year, and before that, he was kind of like in single high, or he was in the deep half. So yeah, he's phenomenal. If you really want to nitpick him, he's not physical enough to play in the box. But when you have ball skills like that, I don't want you to anyway. I want you to be patrolling the back. So yeah, Javon Holland, good on you, buddy. Next, I got Morig out of TCU. This guy, another guy, he's just got ideal size for safety, great length. He's got pretty darn good ball skills. He allowed a completion percentage of 32% last year. He's a hard hitter, one of the most sure tacklers in here. I mean, shoot, he even allowed a passer rating of 57.8 when targeted. If this guy, he might not really create turnovers, but he's always in the vicinity of the ball. The biggest knock you could probably get is probably among those kind of those 6 that I talked about are kind of they any one of them could really rise to be the top safety in here. He's probably near the bottom when in terms of his instincts. This is such a good class. It's just some of the other guys, they just have that, but you just love the physical and athletic upside of Morig here. And then at 3, I got Cisco out of Syracuse, another guy, ideal size and length, and he's a ball hawk. 12 picks over the last 2 seasons. He's very versatile as far as his experience. He's played both single high in the slot and the box. He could be a better tackler, and I think part of that goes to he's very aggressive, and you just see that in his play style. It's very risky. You know, you could probably, for every time he has a turnover, there's another time where he's getting beat just because he's overly aggressive. Same thing with tackling. He takes bad angles at times. But he's a kid with all the physical and athletic tools, and they're going to be hard to ignore, especially when you already see that big play potential. You can kind of tone down that aggressiveness. This guy, again, he could be your safety one in this class. And then F4, I got Colby Arvel Peel out of Oklahoma State. And this guy, dude, he is solid. I don't know if he's ever going to be a guy you could rely in single high, but I kind of like him in that kind of intermediate, not necessarily in the box, but kind of closer to the line of scrimmage, because he's really good. He jumps on, he makes plays underneath like no other. The dude, he only allowed 4 first downs last season. He added 5 interceptions to that with 13 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles. He's one of the best, best tacklers in this class. And this guy, he can control short to intermediate like it's nothing. I just don't like him getting caught necessarily having to backpedal and then chase after a ball. I think there's a few of the guys here, they do a better job of that. But yeah, this guy, he could be your box safety. And I put in my little write-up that kind of could probably fill a Bob Sanders-esque role with his ability. So he's another guy I'm really high on in this class. F5, I got Hamsaw Nazari out of Florida State. And honestly, when it's all said and done, this guy's probably could convert to linebacker. I mean, he's got immense physical tools, but really his bread and butter is around the line of scrimmage. The only time I really saw him make like big plays in coverage were against like Alabama State, against lesser competition essentially. But dude, he's a real hard hitter. He's great in run support. And really it all boils down to, I kind of have concerns about his range and his speed. I think he's gonna be like stud at the combine, but as far as when it comes to on film, it just raises a lot of questions. Like, oh, like there's some plays he can make and some that he can't, that you think he would be able to. So very interesting prospect, and I actually really hope he just converts to linebacker. Actually, there's a lot of safeties in this class where I'm like, dang, just convert to linebacker. At 6, I got Amari Washington out of TCU. This guy, when I talk about instincts, his is probably like through the roof. The guy reads and reacts to plays like before they even happen at times. I would probably say they're on par. Like a guy that I really thought had some really good instincts was Deontay Thompson. It's just his physical tools weren't really up to snuff. So you saw a guy that probably could have been a first or second round talent fall to the 5th round. And I'm not saying this is that'll be Washington. It's just athletically, I think he's fine. He's got really good acceleration. He's very agile. He's quick. And he's got phenomenal ball skills. He's only missed how many tackles in his career? I think I have it somewhere here. But the dude's one of the most sure tacklers in here as well. He allowed only 5 catches last season, but the size is a concern. 5'8", 179. At that point, it's like, are you slot only? And I think he's much more than that, just based on the play we've seen on the field. So that's why I have him so low on this list, but still have him as a midday 2 pick. And then 7, Caden Sterns out of Texas. And I know there's a lot of people that are extremely high on Sterns because this dude, he's got size, he's got length, he's got physical tools out the wazoo. He's honestly, it's pretty reminiscent of if he puts on maybe like 10 pounds, he could be like a Jamal Adams, a Derwin James even, but the guy, his instincts just aren't there. Like he's okay in run support, but like in coverage, and that's the thing about these Texas defenders. Like they struggle with coverage. Like you saw from Brandon Jones, like he was lost in the back end. Like that's why he's kind of serving that Patrick Chung role over at in Miami, where he's probably going to be closer to the line of scrimmage because you love the athletic tools. It's just I can't trust you down deep, and it's kind of the same with Sterns. He just hesitates to make decisions. Like he's too, I don't want to say indecisive, but like, yeah, you just see it a lot on his film. If that's honestly like something he can like adjust, that'd be great. I mean, it's just, I think for him, it's all the mental aspect. The dude takes bad angles, kind of struggles with block shedding, and I think that's more of a technique thing because it's not like he doesn't have the physicality. So these are all like things that he can work on, but as far as from the physical and athletic perspective, the guy's pretty darn close to a first round talent. At 8, I got Eric Burrell out of Wisconsin. The dude played everywhere for Wisconsin, and regardless of where this dude played, he excelled at coverage wherever, in the box, in the slot, single high. The dude was just phenomenal. The one knock on him, he does have a bad habit missing tackles. I think he had do I have it here? I don't have it on me, but I think it was like close to like 12 missed tackles. So that's something, but this is a guy to keep in mind that could definitely rise up draft boards just because he's kind of bonkers in coverage, kind of solid there. And then at 9, I got Paris Ford out of Pittsburgh. And I know this is another guy a lot of people are high on, but there's, I think, a lot of, how should I say, I think there's a lot of, like, for me, not even question marks, is like I don't think he has good speed. I don't think he necessarily has great instincts. A lot of the plays he made were underneath for Pittsburgh. And honestly, it kind of leads me to believe maybe he's better as a slot corner, especially with the size. You kind of like hope those guys to get around to that 200, and he's only 10 pounds off, but it's like you got good size just to be a slot corner. Just be a slot corner, and you're already making plays underneath. Another thing, his tackling technique is non-existent. The guy's more of a hard hitter, but at 190, you're going to kind of bounce off a lot of guys, and you actually see that a little bit in his tape. But honestly, just wrap up. And I think he's very reactionary, which you can't be that in the second, like as far as a safety. You have to be a little bit more patient. I mean, there's being decisive and like get in there before the play, like before the ball's even out of the quarterback's hands. But there's also patience. You don't want to get a hit with the double move. You got to be able to see the whole field. There's a lot of things that go into that, and I think he's more reactionary, which kind of plays a little bit better to the slot and even outside corner. So just something to keep in mind. Overall, I still like the talent of Paris Ford. And then at 10, I got Richie Grant out of Central Florida. This dude's phenomenal. He's fast. He's got very good movement skills. Last season, he was kind of played out of position because he was played in the slot, and he's actually not that great at helping out and run support. Like, he's not a great tackler, but where the guy does his dang thing is in coverage and in, like, I'm talking like free safety, just back end. The dude was phenomenal. Like, dude's got some good ball skills, and I'd really like to see, because he played that for Central Florida back in 2018, and then they moved from the slot in 2019, and it was kind of so I want to see them move him back to free safety this season. And again, a guy that I think definitely can rise his stock. But if you want to see the whole list, go to Fan to Fan Network. I'll have the link to the article or to my expanded rankings in the description, as well as the pinned comment. But as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.